Fortune's Progeny, The Ascent. Episode 3, The Mentor's Ledger, and the First Win. Momentum, once a theoretical concept in a financial plan, began to manifest as a tangible rhythm in Trent's life. The bi-weekly paycheck, the automatic transfer to the credit card, the quiet satisfaction of watching its balance shrink. It became a metronome ticking away his old inertia. To document the parallel journey of the test sum, Silas arrived at their next meeting in a quiet coffee shop and dropped a heavy, unadorned binder on the table with a solid thud. It was labeled, Capital Stewardship, Log.
Your $100,000 avalanche is now rolling downhill,
Silas said, his gravelly voice low.
Now you log every thought, every flicker of fear, every impulse to sell when the headlines scream crisis, or to buy when a friend whispers about a sure thing. This,
he tapped the binder's cover,
is where you learn to separate your psychology from your portfolio.
Trent opened it. The first page was a simple printout of his investment, $100,000, Vanguard S&P 500 Index Fund, VOO. Below were nothing but empty lines under weekly notes.
It's an index fund,
Trent said, a hint of confusion in his voice.
I set it and forget it. What's to log?
Silas's eyes narrowed slightly.
You forget it at your peril. Stewardship is not passivity. It is active vigilance paired with disciplined inaction. The market will drop, 10%, perhaps 20%. Your screen will glow red. A pundit will shriek about a correction. Your gut will clench and scream, sell, preserve what's left. That is the enemy. That impulse is what we log, dissect, and dismantle.
He took a slow sip of black coffee.
Your first entry. Write this. The market is a manic depressive partner. My job is to be the stable one. I will not take its daily mood swings personally or financially.
Trent wrote the words, the pen feeling awkward, the exercise seeming vaguely juvenile. Later, sharing the odd task with Maya in her sunlit architecture studio, her perspective reframed it. Her pencil scratched against vellum as she worked.
It's like a structural stress journal,
She mused, not looking up.
We log how a material is meant to perform versus how it reacts under real-world pressure. It's how you find the true design flaws.
Her pragmatic mind saw the parallel instantly, making the task feel less like a child's homework and more like an engineer's discipline. The real test of his psychology came not from Wall Street, but from his own friend. Over Friday beers, Leo leaned in, eyes bright with the contagious fever of the next big thing.
Dude, my cousin's friend is launching this app, hyper-local NFT tickets for indie bands. It's the next revolution. Pre-launch angel round. Minimum buy-in is just $25K. Your test fund. That's exactly what it's for. You could 10x in a year.
Trent felt the sharp, seductive jab of FOMO. This was the exact kind of flashy, clever bet he imagined his unseen cousins making. He could almost hear Silas's voice. Observe the impulse.
My mandate is pretty restrictive.
Trent said, forcing calm into his voice.
Index funds, mostly.
Rules for the little people.
Leo waved a dismissive hand, his enthusiasm a wall against Trent's caution.
This is your shot to show initiative. Beat your boring cousins with a moonshot.
That night, alone, Trent opened the heavy binder. Under a new heading he created, External Pressure and Impulse, he wrote, Leo presented a moonshot opportunity in untested tech. Felt a strong pull, the chance to be clever, to win fast. Remembered, the Progeny protocol isn't about being clever, it's about being right. The index fund isn't boring, it's the aggregate intelligence of the entire market. Betting against it is betting I'm smarter than everyone. I'm not. He closed the binder. The urge had passed, crystallized into words on a page. The first true lesson of stewardship was learning what to ignore. Weeks bled into months, marked by the relentless rhythm of the avalanche. Then, one evening, a different kind of notification appeared on his screen, not from a budgeting app, but from his credit card issuer. The final payment of $612.43 had cleared. Credit card A balance, $0.00. A giddy, almost disbelieving laugh escaped him. He retrieved the physical card from the back of a drawer. The plastic felt suddenly flimsy and insignificant. He took a pair of scissors and, with a sense of savage ceremonial satisfaction, cut it into 4 pieces. The snap, crunch, snap of the plastic was a more satisfying sound than any video game victory chime. This was the quick win Silas had promised. It wasn't about the interest saved. It was about the liberation. A line item, a source of monthly anxiety, was gone forever. When Silas arrived for their next check-in, Trent didn't speak. He simply turned his laptop to show the zero balance and pointed to the plastic shards in his trash can. Silas permitted himself a small, tight smile, the first crack in his granite demeanor.
Congratulations. You have eliminated a liability. Now, feel the momentum. That was a monthly minimum payment of $65. You now have that $65, plus the $600 you were attacking it with, to roll on to your next debt. Your avalanche payment is now $665. The velocity increases.
He produced the debt list and with a red pen drew a thick, decisive line through the first item.
Visual proof. Never underestimated. The target is now the personal loan, $3,100. With your avalanche, you will annihilate it in approximately 4.5 months.
The math was now a physical force. The path was clear. For the first time, the end of his debt was not a distant, fog-shrouded peak, but a series of visible hills, each one smaller than the last. He celebrated that night with Maya, not with a fancy dinner, but by allowing himself the good local IPA instead of the cheap beer. The victory was quiet, internal, a private consolidation of gains. He checked his investment log after. The market was down 1.5% for the week. A month ago, that red number would have sparked a low-grade anxiety. Now, he simply noted it under Weekly Notes. Market dip. No action required. The system is working. Focus is on the debt avalanche. His world was simplifying, the noise of panic and temptation fading into the background, replaced by the steady, reliable signal of a plan in execution. The foundation was set, the avalanche was moving, and he was no longer at its mercy. He was directing its course.